Hello. Hey, it's Sunday. I think I did it. How are you guys? I picked up groceries and then went and got paint and got in the car and I was like, I need to be live in 18 minutes. How am I going to do this? But I did it. So hi. Hello. How are you guys? I made it. What is up? Hello, Elizabeth and Teresa. I went outside and did yard work this morning. Uh-oh. Hello. How is everybody? How you guys doing? I missed you last week. Hello, Stacy. Oh, excuse me, Luther needs to get comfy. Fine. Wonderful. Busy. We've been so busy this weekend. Poor John is even busier than I am. Is it where Teresa, where are you? I know. Hello, George. I know. Elizabeth said, been too long. I've missed you all. I'm back. Hola. Hola, Alice. And hi, Nikki. Hello, Mississippi. Oh, that's right. Indiana. I did know that. Yep. See? It's nice here today, too. It was 52 degrees Fahrenheit when I got in the car at the hardware store after I picked up paint. And I was like, hey, Margarita. Okay, Spicy Fibers. That's the other Teresa, right? Just making sure. When you change your names on me, it's really going to mix me up. Hello, Ellen. Alice said after yesterday's 80s, today is a refreshing 70s in Florida. That's nice. 70s is like, to me, it's like perfect. It's nice in Oklahoma. That's so nice. I love it. Hello, Billy. Hey, Kay. My goodness. So what's everybody working on and what have you been up to? I want to hear all the exciting stuff that I missed. I'm getting ready to paint my bathroom. That's Kimberly. I knew that. Sylvia from Greenville. How are you, Sylvia? She said, I found a local fiber group and they loaned me an Ashford spinning wheel and gave me a 1 hour lesson. Was it the Grand Rapids Guild? Because they have an amazing amount of equipment to loan. Okay. Okay, Kimberly said it's 34 and very windy here. Oh, darn, that means it's coming this way. Hello, Marcy from Maine. Hey, Rico. George is spinning sock yarn. I love it, George. Aaron said, hey, Trish, hey, Tribe. I'm in the middle of yard work, but I wanted to say hi real quick. I am too. I mean, I stopped in the middle of yard work. I'm out of shape. Hello, Evie. And Katie. Harley said, my EEW gets, why do I say it when I know what the letters mean? Electric Eel Wheel 6 gets here tomorrow, and I'm putting together my saffron loom. I don't know what a saffron loom is. 77 Mississippi. I did, Alice, I saw. She said, in case you didn't see, Trish, Lisa Lehman taught me how to use the wheel yesterday. Long way to go on my Irish, but so much fun. And I finally made a single for chain ply. That's so exciting on the spindle. Katie said 70 degrees. Katie, ugh. Stacy's spinning the Dr. Seuss fiber. Hi, Jerry. How are you? Jerry said, hi everyone. I just finished 4 dish towels. I copied yours and then I did lots of stripes and changed the weft color for each. I love them. Isn't that fun? It makes it more fun, I think, to change up the weft color. Julie said, knitting a lace shawl with my currently finished merino with nylon. Ooh, that I just finished spinning. Nice. Okay, so that's your Harley's birthday splurge was a new wheel, right? The electric eel wheel. Erin said, I wish I could stop and take a break. 3 days of rain starts tomorrow. Boo! Thank you, Evie. It's from my first time in Rhinebeck. Tracy from the Great Pacific Northwest. Yay, glad I caught you live. Hey, Tracy. Kimberly said, cinnamon and basil are going to sheared today, and I've reserved 2 more little guys to add to my flock. That's great. Are cinnamon and basil California Reds? They look like California Reds to me, but I haven't gotten a good enough look. Oh, okay. Harley said it's a tapestry. So your saffron loom is a tapestry loom. Hello, Irene. Irene, tell me how to say it. Okay. So Sylvia said it was a small group in Greenville. They get together twice a month. I am super excited. That's so great. You have one right there. Hey, Kai. I just dropped a stitch, you know. All that sock knitting. Hi, Susie. Kim said, I gave in and bought a drum carder for Jay and I. Oh, does he love it? He gets a great sense of accomplishment from turning. That's like magical, from turning the handle for me. Hello, Chris. How are you? Hello, Diane. Dawn said, Trish, just letting you know I got my fiber. Thanks again. You're welcome. I'm so glad. I love it when people let me know, because even though my brain moves on to the next things, there's always in the back of my mind, like, did that show up? So it does. I love it. Kimberly said, one lamb I'm getting is a Wensleydale Texel cross. Tessel. He's so cute. Oh, I bet he's cute. Oh, they're Tunis. Am I saying that wrong? Tunis. Hello, L. Watson. How are you? Rico said my tiny flax patch. Why is that hard to say? Popped a little purple flower today. Spring is on. Not quite ready here yet, but it's going to be nice today. Catherine said, I raise Gulf Coast native sheep and chickens that lay green eggs. I love it. And then Kim, that is the cutest. Oh my God. Kimberly says, he says, that's her son. He's 5, right, Kim? He says, we're making Trish some roll eggs. Don't make me cry. I've been crying all weekend. Oh, good. Okay, Julie, good. I would think that would be really quick. Julie is only like 90 minutes south of me about. Is that right, Julie? Oh, he's 6. Okay. Okay, and Mystic Maven, it's Tracy, right? I just pulled my rigid heddle loom out from under the bed. It's warped. How did that happen? Don't know what... Oh, it's warped. I thought you meant when you pulled it out of storage, it was bent. Wow, Trish. I know. Alice said, I hope Rhonda joins. I want to hug her live. Okay, so for those who don't know, one of our tribe had a fire in her community and lost her home. And we've been talking about it in the Facebook group. So, but if you're not on it, you wouldn't know. So that is what Alice is talking about. And I did touch base with her yesterday, and she said when they find a rental for like to stay for a while they get things sorted out, she'll have an address and we can like send her stuff if we want to. So I was just I figured after the shock wore off, which I don't know how long it takes. I've never been through something like that, but I just wanted to touch base with her and say like, hey, How's it going? And I figured, knowing you guys, that some of you would, who are able, not everyone's able, and that's cool too, but some of you would want to, you know, I don't know, do something. I don't really know. So, yeah. Yeah, Julie said depends on who's driving. Would you not say it's 90 minutes? Could be a little more even. Um, okay, Kimberly said I'll post pictures of my spicy fibers on the Facebook group page. Right, Tracy, I realized after it's warped with whatever you make it into. She said warped with yarn. Yeah, Susie said, oh, I'm sorry, Susie, that's awful. She said, I want to hug her too. I lost my entire craft room to a house fire in 2020. Margarita said, I've been working on spring cleaning and now I'm working on laundry. I did start a new sweater this week. I need to block the part I have completed to make sure it fits so far. Well, that's awesome. Oh, wait. Okay. So what is the new sweater, Margarita? Yeah, Julie said stash party for her. I mean, yes. You know, she made a post. I don't want to speak for her, but to lose like all those little things that you don't really think about because you always have them with you is like a weird experience, I'm sure. I don't know. I also don't want to put words to her feelings because they're her feelings. You know what I mean? But so yeah, I want to definitely, I don't know, do something. But yeah, Kimberly said her sheep all survived thankfully, but they lost an LGD. That is like their sheep dog. So yes, they did. And all their buildings, all that. Alice said, I'm so ready to invest. I've never been through it either, but I can only imagine and I want to help. I feel the same way. George said, fire is extremely hard to deal with. I really can't imagine. Like, I try to put myself in that place and I know that I'm not understanding the magnitude, if that makes sense. So, but they are okay. Yep, Elizabeth said, yes, definitely want to be able to send her some. I knew for sure. I was like, people are going to want to, even if you send love and good feelings and prayers or vibes or whatever you're into, you know, respect what you're into. Susie said it won't really hit deep until she has to go through her stuff or start making the list of things lost. Yeah, Bev said, love to send something, but until then I will be praying for her. Irini said, I'm trying to use 2 heddles on my rigid heddle loom. Oh, good luck. I've never really gotten the hang of that. Chris said, thanks, Trish, for answering my email about fluffing up the silk that I dye. I appreciate the time you took. Thanks again. Yeah, so it's harder to write it down, but I know this sounds really crazy. But I literally just grab it like every 12 to 18 inches and hold it in both hands and just like shake it. I don't know how else to say it. Really hard. Yeah, so yeah, Alice hugged Susie. That's hard to do here. Harley said I'll send a little something once the time comes to. Yeah. Margarita said I live fairly close to Rhonda. She's welcome to use my address. I'll be happy to deliver for her. I definitely don't want to like do that for her, but I think maybe we should wait till she says, "Hey, I'm ready. Here's the address." Because also, like, where are you going to go with stuff until you have a long-term rental or whatever? So, Eileen said, "Hi, does your summertime start before hours in Europe?" We have changed times, Eileen. I am so sorry. You guys, I totally should have made a announcement. I never even thought about it. Probably because I've been all off this week. So last Sunday, our time zone, not everybody does it in the US, which is also interesting, lost an hour. So we like moved forward an hour. And it's a crazy thing that we do. It's crazy. Harley said, no, hun, don't be sorry. We're all fam here. Teresa said I reached out to her today too. I actually did it yesterday, Teresa. You know, we were driving home and I was thinking about her. We were at a birthday party and I was just thinking, I've been thinking about her every day. because I can't imagine. But I'm so thankful that, all their sheep are okay, that they're okay. I'm sad about their dog. Um, Kimberly said, last weekend we could have lost our place. The neighbors burned about 50 acres of my property when his ditch fire got out of control. That's terrible. Yes, Margarita. Alice said, if you see her, please hug her tight for us. Please do. I wish I could give her a big hug, but I just feel like there is nothing big enough to say. Yeah, Candy said being flooded out is easier than fire. I mean, we were not flooded out, but we had flooding here in 2020, I think it was. And it was in the house, and like we did lose stuff, but compared to a fire, nothing. So, hi Abir, how are you? She said, thank goodness for daylight saving. Margarita said, I'm working on Hohi. Why can't I say it? Locatelli's The Lounger. I'll have to look that one up. I do really enjoy her designs. Dion said, we had a flooded basement and lost tons. You don't realize all you have until you have to account for it. That's true. You're welcome. You just shake it like this. And you have to make the face or it won't work. Just saying. Sylvia said, oh no, that's awful. Yeah, it's awful. I mean, I don't want to be the one telling her story, but in case, I figured we would talk about it. So, and she's been public about it, and they were on TV actually, so her and her husband. Eileen said, no worries, we'll change soon too. Susie said, exactly, we had 4 different hotel rooms over 6 months before we ever got to move back into our house. I cannot imagine that. It took almost a whole year before insurance reimbursed us. What? She said their insurance is being great. Margarita said, that's true, but if we want to bless her with gift cards to restaurants and stuff like that, yes. As soon as, she wants to put an address, I think that's a great idea. I don't know what will help. So I'm hoping that maybe I should ask, somebody who's been through it. Candy said, I didn't think about it either. I felt bad for my hubs because he had to go to work in South Carolina during the time change. So he got hit with a 2-hour difference. Oh, right, because you're in the next time zone. I don't know what I'm talking about. For some reason, I was thinking, Candy, that you were on the other side of the border, but I know that you're in Wisconsin. Dion said, did you hear that this is the last time change in the USA? The time we are on is the time we'll stay with. I thought that we were going to change again in the fall. I guess I don't. I'm lying. I thought that we were going to change 2 more times, but this was the time. Alice said, good idea, Margarita. I think it is. Abir said, everything is good, Trish. The time difference helps me better. Yay. I just forgot about it, and I feel like I should have put a reminder out and said, hey, the last week has been kind of wild, but not really bad. Everything's great. We're busy, though. Candy said, yeah, I felt bad about the dog, too, because when she said got the dogs out, I just assumed that meant all the pets. I don't know if they really consider it a pet. It's like a working dog. You know what I mean? Okay, Margarita said the lounger has a hoodie and pockets. That sounds cool. Dion, that's a good question. That could be bad, right? She said, what are you shaking? Chris dyed some silk, and I remembered, I haven't done this in a while, but the last time I dyed just straight silk was when we got that, last summer, I think we got that ice dyeing package from Paradise. But it always, to me, ends up like clumping together no matter what I do if I get it wet. And so I will take the roving, just shake it all up. Because if you shake it, I know, all those fibers like move separately, if that makes sense. So, hello, bears. Hello, Connie. Yeah. Alice said the dog breaks my heart. I'm sure. She did say that, like, the dog saved the sheep. I don't know. You guys, she's not here. I feel bad. Oh, that's it. Thank you, Kimberly. Livestock guardian dogs are not pets. They live with and protect the flock 24/7. Yep. Susie said even Walmart, because you only have the clothes on your back. You have to buy everything from toothpaste to underwear. It sucks. Oh, Susie. Okay, script goddess, please make sure that you tell me, but I think you're Elspeth, right? I want to make sure I get this right. Um, Abir said, how is Sock Madness and your project? So I have finished, I've graduated to round 2. Round 1, hello Jerry. Round 1 came out Friday morning. At my time, it was 7:06 a.m. And I was literally sitting on the couch with my coffee, just like scrolling through my phone when the email came. So I started pretty much immediately. This is how dumb I am. Then I zipped through the whole pair in 15 hours and I messed up. So I had to take, the next morning, I had to take the whole toes out, knit 5 more rows on, re-knit the toes, and then resubmit because I read the wrong specifications on the instructions. I was making a medium, and the size large sock has 5 less rows. So I had to go back to the medium and do the correct number. And you shake it like this. I know. Don't tell anyone I'm weird. I'm sure no one would notice if you didn't tell them. So yes, round 2. I'm happy. And I really, really liked this this pattern. Last year I knit so many socks that I was like, these are not, they're hard to knit and I don't love them, but I really liked this one. So it's a nice change. Kimberly said, because LGDs live outside continuously, my husband is really hesitant to get one because he says I'd have it in the house. First time weather was bad, we're probably opting for a llama. So I've heard donkeys and llama, is it donkeys or mules? Whichever, one of those and llamas are quite good. I don't know. Misery, thank you. Misery said, congrats on getting to round 2. I have jury duty next week. And also we had this party on Saturday that took like about 4 to 5 hours of driving to get there and back, and then the party and everything. And I was like, I have got to knock this pair out or I'm going to be stuck in this zone where I can't get it done. You know what I mean? So I just like, my needles were flaming. Thank you, Bears. Bears said, I love the shaking demonstration. Alice said, there's no messing up. There is only adjustment. Aw, you win all the things in my book. I was just mad at myself because I know you have to be very careful with specs. And somehow my brain was like, how can the medium have more rows in the gusset and the foot than the large? And it just took the smaller number. And that's the only excuse. It's not an excuse, but that's what happened. And she was like, you're supposed to have 71 rows on the medium. And I was like, what? That makes no sense. But I fixed it. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. It's their rules. And we did it. Eileen said, haha, keep on shaking. It's the face, isn't it? Marianne said, it's your weirdness that makes us love you, Trish. Good, because that's really all I'm made up of. Weirdness and dumb jokes. Elspeth said, first day off since beginning of February. I get to spin this afternoon and I'm so excited. That is awesome. Abir, you know what? You could do it. Abir said, you're a better woman. That's not true. Than I am for doing this. Go, Trish, go. I am proud. Melody asked, do you have to make a pair of socks or one sock for the competition? You have to make the socks, the whole pair of socks, and then you have to take a specific set of photos, make a Ravelry project, and then send a link to your project with all the photos that they require to them, and then they review it all and make sure you did all the stuff you were supposed to do. So it's like a process that I'm not used to anymore, so I've got to try harder not to mess up. Candy said, here we tend to have donkeys for guards here for the cows, sheep, and horses, etc. What Starla said, donkeys are good but noisy, but I mean, that's it. They are noisy and they tell you if something's up, right? Harley asked, can you take a project for your jury duty? I can take it, but not in the courtroom or the jury room. Like, I can't take it out. It has to be in my purse. So they won't pick me anyways. No one wants a crazy lady on their jury. Kim said our local sheep producers use guard llamas. They've offered me their fleeces this year. Ooh, rather than sending them to the burn pile. 12. Hello, Lori. Wow, 12 llama fleeces. That is like a lot. Kimberly said donkeys, but I can't spin donkey fiber. Llama are great at guarding against dogs and coyotes. Rico said, I made my family help start a project for my birthday. That's fun. My mom is a natural. Of course, I had to talk about this woman who dominates fiber into fabric. Is that your mom? Okay. Dion asked, are you keeping all the socks? I probably won't. Well, I know for sure I won't. So there was warm-up pairs. I only knit one of the warm-ups. And then I had to do a qualifier. And my daughter-in-law admired the qualifier socks, which was weird because she got the qualifier socks last year. So she's going to get those. And then this first pair, I might keep. But I'm going to wait until they're all done. But like, if they don't fit, you just have to agree to knit them to the patterns that they put out. And so if they don't fit me, they'll go to someone. I'll find someone who wants them. I always do. I gave away 2 pairs last year that were too big for me. And the lady that wears them will come and say, I wore my princess socks yesterday. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? I love it. Kimberly said, Alice, yes, they're aggressive against canines. Hey, Margaret, how are you? She said, it's only 6:20 here. Has your time changed? It has. I'm sorry, Margaret. I did not think to put something out. I don't know why. Oh, that's nice. Kai said he got 2 knitting books as a gift. Janet said, hi, Trish. I love the blanket behind you. Did you knit or crochet it yourself? It looks great. I did. When it's knit, this blanket is knit on size 1 needles. I never thought about that until we were talking about it the other week. And it's all of leftover sock yarn. Yep. Bears said, yes, the face is what makes it work better. You do have to make the face. It's like when you're dancing too and you need to make the face. A beer said, to keep things clear, I write on Post-it notes to keep my brain on track. I might have to do that. I didn't even print the email. I just kept looking at it on my phone, and I think it wasn't a smart idea. She said, I'm knitting 3 kids' sweaters from the same pattern. Everything is color-coded. That's a good idea. Yes, Molly said this sock competition sounds brutal. I dropped out last year because it was too brutal for me, but we'll see what happens. Lori got picked for a jury. How was that? Hello, Carrie. How are you doing? Whew. Marianne said, I'll bet you would be on Crime Talks channel. I never thought about that. If you was spotted knitting in the jury box, they won't let me. Trust me. I told my husband in the jury room, if I get in a jury, unless we're actually deliberating, I'm just going to knit and they'll have to tell me not to. There you go. Eileen said maybe we can send Rhonda a pair of socks. I'm sure she could use some. Yeah, Abir, I saw some of your knitting and you're amazing. You're amazing to knit them all sweaters. Hello, Kaylee. How are you? And I like that you're making them all the same sweater because, there's no how kids can be. If they like a different one, it's better that they're all getting the same one. Does that make sense? Alice said, nothing like trying to practice on the wheel when the cat comes in and yells, no, because it's attention time. Dion said, that's so sweet. I love when people appreciate handmade. It was so cute too when my daughter-in-law, I posted the qualifier sock, the first one, and she was like, "Ooh." And I wasn't, you never know if people are going to like the style that you make or whatever. And so I was like, well, if your family, if you want it, you can have it. But you got to wait until Sock Madness is all done. Abir asked how the wheel's working for Alice. Starla said, I have tried for years to learn to spin on a spindle with absolutely no luck. However, I just purchased a spindle from Golding and I am in love. Awesome success. That's great. I have to think that they're great. Their wheels are so beautiful. Kaylee, why do you have a baby chick on you? I love visiting the baby chicks at our like home and garden store or whatever. Margaret said, I saw your post on Facebook, Margaret. I finally managed to make 3-ply sock yarn, 19 wraps per inch. I use no tension on my braid band. Oh, that makes sense. Let's see. Okay, Eileen asked about the cardigans. Dion said, my cat placed his paw on my new Aura and it moved and he freaked out. Is he afraid of it now? It happens, man. Beer said, hi, Eileen, your advice about the zipper is life-saving. Thanks. I was looking at that, the post about the zipper. There is a tutorial. Have you already put them in, a beer? Because there is a tutorial from, I could post it in the Facebook group. I have to think about it, but it'll come to me. You're not late, Crystal. Lori said it was a drunk driver case and they ended up settling before we had to decide. That happened to John once. Catherine said our courthouse won't let us bring anything in. I was in to do something in the clerk's office like a month ago and they let me bring it in to wait, like in the waiting room. They didn't care. I had it in my purse. Candy said I got a few fleeces a couple days ago. Oh, all kinds of crosses going on and 3 pounds of hemp. She lives in Ohio, but she's from the area, so I didn't have it shipped. Oh, nice. So you didn't have to pay for the shipping. Kaylee said, doing good, waiting on shearing to come around to start washing my 7 fleeces. That's exciting. Yep, Misery said, if you get on a jury, I hope they let you knit. I don't know if I was on a jury. I feel like I might die if that happens, but it won't happen. It'll be fine. Like, I just have to sit and stare and listen to people talk for a whole week? How's that work? How does it work? Harley asked, how do you use a sock ruler? I was thinking about getting one, and what size sock blocker do you need? Do you get a different... I only use sock blockers for photos. So, and I have little tiny fake feet, plastic feet. So if I make a really small size, I use the little fake feet. I don't know what to call them. I just call them fake feet. Candy said, there you go, Trish. Take some knitting with you when you go for jury duty. Maybe that will help them. It might help them kick me off, or maybe they'll put me in jail. I don't know. Eileen said, what is everyone working on? I'm working on a birthday cardigan for a friend. It was his birthday Friday. Messed up a few times, big time. Lots of frogging and restarting. Almost done now. Wow. That's so nice. You must really like your friend to do a cardigan. Kaylee said, because they're cute. And we got 6 yesterday, hoping for laying hens and a rooster. Crystal uses a tape measure for socks and skipped the sock blocker. Yep, I only use them for pictures, and I'm sorry, I'm getting behind. Margarita said, my cats try to eat the fiber and also bad at it. Dion said it's so easy to treadle that he can move it. No, he just looks at it like Luther looks at your dog. Poor Jessica. Ella said it's going to be a journey, but I made baby yarn on Lisa's Scottish wheel yesterday. That's exciting. Make sure you keep some, and learned a lot about all the stuff that's not wheel dependent. Oh. Harley said I'm working on socks for the hubby. Aw, my 2nd pair ever. That's so cool. Crystal, do you have socks going? Kaylee said my dog Ash thinks the chicks are her babies. She had also adopted 2 kittens last year. Also, she's like a natural born mommy. Yes, Alice said baby yarn is in tiny ball. Oh no, Crystal, you're not on socks. I can't knit spin for a while and I'm going crazy. See, I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid I'll lose my mind. And I'll look at people like with hate in my eyes and they'll be like, why does she hate me? And I'll be like, I don't really hate you. I just hate that I just have to sit here and listen to you talk. Exactly. Carrie said, I feel like I wouldn't be able to focus on the trial without my knitting. Sylvia said, my cat was eyeballing me when I was weaving and my dog laid between my feet. You have to, what else can you call them? They're the fake feet. And I could not find them for a while. I hid my fake feet. They were on a top shelf in a cupboard way in the back. And I was like, John, I can't find my fake feet. And he's like, what are you even talking about? Yeah, I'll be the one in jail having my own trial because of jury duty. Connie said, I'm spinning up more of that Rambouillet and Firestar. I'm hoping I can repeat the same dye results as I got in the sample skein. Do you not love that Firestar? I love it. Right, Jerry said that's very true. If a llama is the guard, they eat the same as the herd, easy. Bear said, I just finally finished the second bobbin of my Rambouillet and mohair blend that I did make with my makeshift combs from Metal Hair Picks. Darn, that reminds me I forgot something last time. Now to ply and eventually dye with lichen. Dye and making. That's really cool. Bears, are you in the Facebook group? Because I would really like to see pictures of that. Margarita said, I took my knitting into the courthouse. They didn't care. I have heard that it's courthouse dependent, at least in Michigan. Like some of them will let you and they totally don't care. And some of them won't let you bring it in. Oh, good. Margarita said they settled before I'd have to go in. See, it's going to be fine. But I was afraid because I was thinking if I don't finish these socks for Sock Madness, what if... Hello, Saga. What if I get on a real trial that takes a while? I wasn't trying to make a poem, but and I can't get them done. What if that happens and then I'm out in the first round? So I just thought I'd just like blow through them as fast as I could. Susie said, I just finished a pair of socks. I told myself I need to finish an existing unfinished object before I start a new pair. I tell myself a lot of things. Candy said, my grandson was here this week and he pressed my Carters together and pulled them apart. He's 8 and said, that's oddly satisfying. It is though, right? Anytime those needles are pulling against each other, there's something about it. I'm with him. Crystal had the Arachne sweater going because I love color work, but dang, Body said, yeah, you pushed it. Oh, that's right. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hi, Saga. How are you? Kimberly said, finish my vacation butterfly shawl number 2 just needs blocking now. Yeah. You know what, Margarita? That's a good idea. Maybe I should put something in my purse. I'm afraid they make me put that away too, though. She said, Trish, I can send you some quiet fidget toys to help pass the time. I thought maybe I'd draw pictures. A beer said, question for the weavers. So, all right, chime in. A 1980s Dorothy table loom is available at the Toronto Guild for $200, but it's just the loom and nothing else. Is that a good buy? Thoughts, please. A beer, while you're in Canada, you can get all the rest of the pieces that you need, right? I don't know anything about the Dorothys, but does anybody? Does someone here? Oh, Connie said my daughter really loves it. I think I would love that blend. I love the Firestar. And the way that it dyes, I love it. Misery said I broke my hand 5 or so years ago, and I forced myself to figure out how to hold a crochet hook so I could at least crochet while it was healing in a cast. You poor thing. Uh-oh. Rico's got A to-do list. Shop online for yarn I don't need. I want to go yarn shopping in my own studio. Just examine it. You do it. That's a great idea. Eileen said to Kimberly, that shawl looks awesome. Did you enjoy? I would like to see a picture of the shawl. I don't think I have seen a new one. I think I saw one earlier on. Do you have a finished one yet, Kimberly? Bear said, I don't know. Okay. Okay, Alice said, I just must know what Firestar is fiber-wise. It is called trilobal nylon. It's extruded. At least that's what I was told. I don't honestly know. And it's really shiny and sparkly. I don't have any right to hand, but Crystal said it's all my muscles that tightened up, front, back, shoulders, down my arms. Gonna do cupping sometime to see if that helps. I think I understand, Crystal. Margarita, I should have put that. Margarita said maybe the judge will understand that you're participating in Sock Madness. And is that excise? Is that a word? I didn't know. Excise you. Excuse you. That's what you meant, right? I was like, excise, I know that's a word, but is that a jury word? Excuse. It's worth a try. Starla said, a beer, make sure Heddles or Reed are not rusty. Price is okay. I used to have one, my first loom. Catherine said, I'd love to see a photo of the picks made into combs. I don't have them anymore. Hey, babe. Oh, right in front of you. All that died? Yeah. John came down to get me some Firestar to show you, Alice. Oh, oh. Thanks. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I don't know if you'll be able to see how sparkly it actually is, but we'll try. And you can dye it in the microwave. Let's see. Can you see? Yeah. It's really, really sparkly in person. Jerry said, there's a lot of downtime during jury duty. You'll have time to knit. That's what John said, but at first I wasn't sure if I could take them in. It's a long story. The funny part is, Kai said hi, John. The funny part is, when we were all closing down for COVID, I was like, I got jury duty and I was kind of complaining and making jokes. But he said hi, Kai. I was kind of complaining and everything. And then they closed the courthouse the week that I was supposed to report. And then the Sunday prior to my summons coming, I was here with you guys and I was making fun about how that happened, and I dodged. Took a pandemic, but I got out of jury duty. And then I got the summons like 2 days later in the mail. Yep, Eileen said, John is just the most thoughtful man ever. You are so lucky, Trish. I am so lucky. He is the best. You guys don't even know. You don't know. I feel like I can say anything to him and he just like takes it on board. He's the best. He knows how crazy I am and how weird. Anyway, sorry about that long story about jury duty. Margarita said, sorry, I can't see my typing. They changed my contact prescription and it's not working. You poor thing. Chris said, a beer? Yes, that sounds like a good deal. The 15-inch is over $700 new and the 24 is over $1,500 brand new. As long as it's not damaged or abused, then I say get it. Can she still get Heddles for it? Is a question that I would want to know if it was me. Are they still available? Can you buy them? I guess you could always tie them. What? Crystal said yellow number 2 pencils are a size 8 knitting needle, and yes, you can knit on sharpened pencils. I have done it. And I've knit on barbecue like kebab skewers. Anything in a pinch. Elizabeth said, "Hi, John, you're the best." Candy said, "I need to see that golden color one." Hang on. This one? Or this? Well, I guess these were dyed together. Ella said, "How is it to spin? Y'all seem to love it, so I'm assuming it's awesome, but that in-person perspective, you know, I've never spun it alone, but I'm sure some people have. I always blend it with something." Okay, I lost my... Yes, you can do it in the microwave. Yep. Carrie said, "That's Dan too. He says our crazies fit together." That is how I think about it. Like, we're both kind of like twisted, but somehow we fit together. Alice said, "Yes, thank you, John." Aw, Candy said, "Can't call that particular grandson a favorite because his younger brother and sister are great too," is what I was saying. Um, Rico said, "Does your man's have his own wizardry YouTube?" No, YouTube channel. I have tried to ask him. I'd love to start turning wood with my pops. He wants a lathe real bad. He hasn't had time to turn anything lately, and I've told him that he like totally should, or we should have a camping channel, but he says no, which he does not really have time for it right now. You know, it starts out being a ton of time, and then you get kind of used to it, and it's not as bad. But Candy said, "Oh, I already read that one." Alice said, "Only fair, and that's how it shall stay, but it's okay if he's fave for the day." Yes. Okay, Catherine asked what dye. These are, it's acid dyes. I did do a video on it a while back. Was it a whole, it's, was it a whole video? I think it was. Oh, what? Carrie said, "I'm finally officially looking for an Ashford 32-inch rigid Heddle lumen stand. Used most likely." Yeah, but I used one. Candy said, "The darker one, what color dye is that?" It is I think it's Aztec gold, but I had mixed it with something else. Some brown. I don't remember which brown. To darken it up a little. Dion said, "I always blend it too." Mary, how are the puppies? They're so cute. Mary said, "The one time I flew, I made skewers into double pointed sock needles, put a safety line in, and packed my good needles away just in case." That's what when I fly, I always take wooden needles. But I haven't had a problem ever with knitting needles. I mean, I don't fly a ton, but I've definitely flown with them enough times to, you know, test it. And in different countries and stuff. Alice said, "I watched a woman knit off her wrist in an airport once. The only time I really appreciated thick yarn. She was amazing." Oh, no needles, just her other hand. I've seen that. I've never done it, but I have seen it. Catherine said, "Great, that's what I use." Yeah, it's so easy, Catherine. And I have mugs that I use to mix dyes in, and so I'll just clean a mug out, put it in water with a little bit of citric acid and the dye, and then cover it with plastic wrap and like a rubber band just to make sure nothing splashes anywhere. And I mean, some people have a dedicated microwave, but I don't have a dedicated microwave. I just make sure it stays inside the dye cup. And I think I do like a minute at a time. And I'll do a minute and then let it sit for a few minutes, because as it cools, sometimes it takes up a little more of the dye. And if it's not all taken up, I'll just throw it in for another minute. And that pretty much always does it. Yep, Candy said, "Was that the Aztec gold?" Close. Mostly. Oh, good. A possibly weird question. That's my favorite. Elizabeth said, "I seem to be able to only spin the longer stapled fibers on the treadle wheel, the shorter staples I spin on my e-spinner. Does anyone else have this issue? Is it because you can go a lot faster on your e-spinner, Elizabeth? Like, why? What is the problem that you have with the shorter ones on the wheel? Oh my gosh. Kai, really? Kai said less than 50 days till Maryland. I can't believe that. That's so fast. That's going to be here in no time. Okay. Sylvia said, I gifted myself an Ashford Rigid Heddle for Christmas this last year after watching Trisha's videos. I really should have made a deal with Ashford, right? Dion said, I have a 25-inch Rigid Heddle, and I'm glad it's not larger. I don't think I would go bigger than my 32. Some people do have that 48-inch looms, and the Rigid Heddle looms. I don't think I could handle that. Just me. And I'm pretty tall. So I have longer torso, longer arms, and everything. Mary said 6 weeks and shots coming Wednesday. Only 2 left not claimed. They are so, so cute. Okay, Marty said, okay, what's your advice on weaving with merino and silk blends? How does it full? It totally depends on the yarn, because you can get some that are made for weaving that will full more because they oiled them in a mill. It just totally depends on your yarn. And it depends on if you full it. Are you planning on fulling it, lightly felting it? Kind of just depends. Also, the merino should felt a little bit easily. So I think that would be a beautiful blend to weave with. And I would like to try it. Yes. Poor Mary. Never ending poop party, but it's so worth it. Should we put that on a t-shirt? Alice said, I want to try spinning silk and or bamboo so much. Still beginning though. You'll get there, Alice, and it's just really slippery. So I think I would wait a little while. But someone in the world started on silk and they probably did fine. Yes, Dion said the same thing. The shorter fibers take more twists and the e-spinners go faster, so that may be why. Jerry says, I have a 32-inch Rigid Heddle and a Cricut, which is about 15 inches. That gives me a good range to work with. That's nice. I think that's the one thing. I kind of do wish that I had a 15-inch loom or maybe a 20-inch loom, because I can see, if you just want to weave a scarf, how it would be nice to just have that smaller thing, but I really don't need more. Oh no. Mary said, the puppies have encouraged me to resume knitting. They're trying to eat it. Eileen, I have definitely lost some expensive needles in security at the airport, and the scissors I forgot were in my notions bag. I do fear forgetting the scissors because I have little scissors all over. Ooh, Susie Q said Yarn Fest is next month in Colorado. Where is it in Colorado? You're funny. Yep. Carrie said to Sylvia, that's exactly why I'm getting one too. You're funny. Eileen, the idea of losing needles stops me from traveling with knitting. I must have it. Because I'm anxious on a plane. Rico said 48 club, it's not bad. You can beat just fine. But if you use full ends per inch, it's kind of ugh. My fear is, how in the world can you handle, don't you need a big shuttle? How do you handle that? Or do you use do you just throw a boat shuttle? How do you do that? Susie said, I got patted down by airport security for having a clover cutting pendant. Are you serious? On the way home from, was it Rhinebeck? It must have been. I bought a Hanson Lazy Kate, and they stopped me in the x-ray because they were trying to figure out what it was and if it was safe. That was in 2017, and it took forever. Then they tried to go through my bag, and they were going through my bag, and someone else went through x-ray, and they were like, you need to stop her because we want to check her bag. And the lady just kept on going. And I was like, oh, good. That's great. She just left. It's great. Okay, Elizabeth said, I assume I need the faster speed. I'm a medium speed treadler. Yes, that must be it. Is it because it drifts apart? The shorter ones drift apart on your wheel or pull apart? Because that would tell you if that's the reason. Alice said, same time I was searched because my rhinestone shirt was airport friendly. What does that mean? Candy said, talking about eating things you shouldn't. My grandkids can't have Nerf guns anymore because one of her cats eats the darts. Ew. Carrie said, I had a TSA agent take my short snippers because they were a serrated blade. I didn't think she actually knew what serrated means, but one does not argue. No, just let them do it. I try to pack stuff in my bag, though. Oh, Kelly. She said, I follow someone on Instagram with a 48-inch rigid heddle, and she uses a computer chair to roll back and forth. That must be it. Got it. Okay, so it's in Loveland, Colorado. And Alice, how is it not airport friendly? What does that mean? Pets are the weirdest. Dion said, I had my Chow Goose minis set when I flew, and when we were coming back in the country, I was in panic mode. They acted like they were going to take them. I would be too, because I love those needles. Susie said they said it looked like a Chinese throwing star. Are those even Chinese? I don't think they are. Ugh. Exactly. Yeah. Candy said, not if we want to get on the plane. Especially when you're going home, you really want to get on the plane. Crystal said, they must not know what the throwing stars look like. Way more deadly looking. I mean, come on. Beer said, I just got 6 new small scissors and I already have a lot. My husband asked what I'm up to between mystery novels and the crime channel. I think he's worried. Aw. What could you do with just say, what can I do with these tiny little scissors? Pfft. Don't be silly. Okay. Rico said boat shuttle. I still feel like that just seems huge. But that said, I did just sell a 48-inch warping bar. I'll tell you what, that was quite something to pack. I plan to glue wood to bottom of reed to help 48-inch. Yeah, I can't imagine how you could do a stick shuttle. How could you do it? No. Yep, Carrie said to Deanne about the needles. That would be awful. Whew. It would be awful. I love those. Those are probably my number one favorite needle that I have. The Chow Goose. The red cables are the ones I like. Evie, I'm teaching myself to knit. Any tips? I've learned the knit and purl and increase stitches. My biggest tip is try to practice 15 minutes a day. Because, yep, Crystal said the same thing. Just keep knitting. You will get better and your tension will set itself. Once you teach yourself the muscle memory, like, you're golden. So that's a good way to do it, because when you are not knitting or even sleeping in between your practice sessions, your body continues to process the muscle memory, if that makes sense. So that's my thing, is even if it's only 10 or 15 minutes, try to do a little tiny bit every day. It really helps. I know it sounds like such a old lady thing to say, but that, and don't give up, but it's okay to set things aside if you get frustrated. It's fine. Oh gosh, I thought I saw, okay. Yes, Elizabeth said, yes, drifting apart, But when I try anything faster, it gets yanked out of my hands. Really? So you could lower your tension a little, and that will help the yanking out of your hands. But if you have a way that's working for you, you don't. I mean, you're golden, right? But if you want to stop it drifting apart, you really have to go faster. And if it's yanking out of your hands, you can lower your tension a little bit. I hope that made sense. I don't even know right now. There you go. Crystal said, Evie, you know all you really need to knit garments successfully. You'll need decreases probably, but you just don't try to learn them all at once either. Just learn them as you need them in patterns, if that makes sense. Yep, Margaret said the same thing. Try reducing your take-up tension. Lori asked, can I store acid dye in plastic containers after they are mixed? I do it. There are a few, this is super weird. I don't know how to explain it, but there are a few that have molecules in them that continue to like absorb water and they get kind of weird and cloudy. Those I don't store. I only mix what I need. And most of the ones that I have found that do that are either yellow or red. But you can store it. I always keep the rest. Oh, Alice said rhinestones don't get along with the metal detector. I didn't even know that. Eileen said, hey guys, here's the like monster. Give Trisha a like. There are only 20 likes and 74 of us here. Bye, Elizabeth. Have a good day. I hope your client is very nice to you. Candy said, my hubs loves new gloves and flashlights. He would never say anything if I had too many snips. I don't think John really notices how many scissors I have, but if 6 of them showed up, he might be like, what's that about? Probably not. They're all over the place. Dion said, those are the best cables ever. I used to hate dipping my cables in hot water to unkink them. I've never tried the hot water thing. I just leave them kinked. But yes, I love those cables. I like those needles too, though, because I feel like for me, and this is one of those things that everyone's a little different, but that texture on those needles, they're not really smooth. There's like a light texture, and I think it's just perfect for me. Because it's still really slippery, but not, that texture is just enough, I don't know, to grip. I don't know. Right. Rico, that was what my brain was always telling me. Rico said, yeah, stick shuttle requires 48 inches to your left and right. Your warping bar would work great as a second warp beam for warp piled terry weaving. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Warp piled terry weaving. I guess I'll have to look that up. Evie said, I'm visiting my daughter for 6 weeks and I'm practicing for 8 hours a day. So you're practicing while she's at work? Is that it? Crystal said, oh, and the biggest knitting crochet secret of them all, we all look up how to do all the things when we need them. The techniques you vibe with are the ones you will just naturally memorize. I love that, and I think it's probably true. Also, if you have to look things up a few times, like, don't feel bad, because when I first learned how to do the German twisted cast on, I probably looked it up the first 3 or 4 times and watched the video each time, and then I was like, oh yeah, and I do it again. But you don't always memorize everything, so just do it and do it and do it until you get it. Oh no, Carrie said, I only have one set of wee scissors now that my snips were confiscated. My aunt got me a gorgeous pair of hand-forged, wow, scissors from England, and I only take them out to admire them. But Well, I shouldn't say that. Don't you think she would want you to use them? Okay, Mary said, so I had an expired email. I dyed 25 yards cotton web straps and 75 yards cotton twill tape gray with Brit dye this week. It worked well, but washing, drying, and untangling was interesting. I bet. Susie said that was me. And the Kitchener stitch, I don't have to look it up anymore. Yeah, I had to look it up a few times. No, like a lot of us do that. Jerry said I still have to look up the Kitchener stitch. So, yeah, that's one that when my mom was like, "Hey, can you teach me to do that?" I was like, "Knit 2 swatches that are like 20-ish stitches wide. We're going to just use flat swatches for that." And then I showed her like how, you go to the top, you go to the bottom. And when she saw it out flat, it was easier for her to learn. So, but don't feel bad, because even I look stuff up all the time. Sometimes I can't remember, when someone says a certain term to me, I'll be like, I know I've done it, but it's been a while, and I just look it up. Mary said, oh, I used a fingernail clipper as a snip when I flew. Good idea. It does. Abir said, Carrie, hand forged is very special. Whoops. Okay. Crystal said, I still look up Kitchener stitch and the make one increases. Then remember, I don't like those ones and go back to the ones I like. Carrie said, you're right. She would. I have to use up my old ones first, though, because I make useless. We all do that. I make useless rules for myself. Why do we do that, though? I do it, too. Margaret said, snap, I've got a Kitchener instruction printed out on the shelf next to me. See? Yep, Dion said, I was thinking that too. Admire them as you use them, then put them away. There you go. Evie said, visiting my new grandson, and he sleeps a lot, and I'm glued to YouTube, so why not learn something new? Yes. Makes so much sense. How's it going, Evie? Are you enjoying it, though? I mean, is it fun, or is it stressful? Candy said, now that's funny, Mary. From expired email to interesting experience. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. Sometimes I just read what you guys type and figure you'll tell me what I messed up. Sylvia said, I flew with a blunt point cuticle trimmer. See, I never thought about that. I always figure if I weave stuff in, I'll just trim it after. Right. Hi, Bonnie. Mel said, whoops, almost missed it. I'm here now, right on time. That's right, you're right on time. You're on Minnesota time. I meant to message you this week, Mel, and it just flew by. Rico said, my motto, we can probably fix that. There you go. See, Dion has one too. Dion said, so do I. My current rule is not to cast on a sweater until I've done one sock. Is that like a reward then? Yes. Crystal said, my make ones are always so sloppy, I just don't use them. Interesting. There's 2 ways to make one. There's like a make one left and a make one right. That was probably opposite for you guys, but yes, Evie said muscle memory is no joke. It really works. Tuesday I'm doing there will be a Q&A out, and I actually talk about me and my problems with muscle memory. Hi, IJ. Oh darn, made it really late today, but I love that I can still watch the whole thing later. I'm glad. So many of you guys have appreciated that, and I'm so glad that it's helpful. Bye, Kai. Kai's got to go. See you all next weekend. Carrie said, yes, I have certain projects that are freebies and then can only have one each in other I have the same thing in other categories, one sweater at a time, one shawl at a time, etc. And my rules don't have a rhyme or reason to anyone else, but crazy lady. Dion said I've flown several times with scissors that fold up and cap like a pen. Oh, really? Candy said I would get so much more done if I set rules for myself, like no casting on anything until you complete at least something. I'm a magpie for... No. She said I'm a magpie for lack of a better word. Evie said, I love trying something new. Then I say I like it or not. At least I tried it and I love it. I'm so glad you love it. Connie asked, are you going to get more of the Rambouillet in? This stuff is awesome. I have like around 50 pounds still. So, but then once it's gone, it will be gone because I got a special deal. That's why it's like a lower price than I usually could do it for. And I might be able to get it again, but it will be more expensive because I assume I'm going to have to pay more. I was told that this was a one-time price. We'll see. It did fly by. Whew. Yes, Mel asked about the fire, so we did talk about it at the beginning. I touched base with her yesterday, and then I think it was Teresa said she touched base with her today. So they're doing okay. Their insurance is being really good and trying to help them find a long-term rental while they, go through the next steps. And then once they get to a long-term rental, she said she'll give the address so anybody who feels like they want to just do something can, but don't feel like you have to. Crystal said, sorry, I was just checking something popped up on my computer. Crystal said the one rule I have is I do not finish or cast off a sock until I know I can cast on the second one right away. Interesting. Even if I can only get the second sock cast on because I just won't do this. Really? You'll just ignore it? I try to only make those rules for those kinds of reasons to help me stay on track, if that makes sense, but my rules still don't make sense sometimes. Abir said, by the way, the hero scarf came out great. Thanks. I loved it, and I did not really think I would like it. But I really wanted to use up some leftovers. I'm going to do another one that I can actually keep. Yep, Susie has no rules. No freaking rules. Mary said, I always lift from the row below to make one. It seems to disappear better most of the time. Simone asked, Trish, did you celebrate with John when you hit, well, it was only 10,000. But we did celebrate. He heard me talking to you guys on the live on his way home from work, and he stopped and picked up champagne. So, I mean, yes, we celebrated a little. Evie said, oh gosh, I learned a bunch of increases, right? There are a million, but Evie, you have time. Like when you get to a pattern and you don't know what something is, you can come and ask in the Facebook group. You can ask here. You can just look it up. I mean, we all have to do it. Dion said, do you have any more Southdown? Yes. Is it not listed? Maybe it's not, but I do have some. I would say I have about 10 pounds left. Carrie said I do the same thing to Crystal about the sock casting on. Chris said, I know you run a store, but 50 pounds, yikes, that's a lot of wool. You would not believe how small 50 pounds is. Because you get it on a, well, they call it a bump. It's wound up really tight. I mean, it's not that big really. But yeah, we have a storage closet for extra wool. Danielle, hi. Late but made it for the last few minutes. Hi all and sock machine Trish. Hello. Lucy has no rules. I have 4 shawls going, 2 sweaters, 4 pairs of socks, a few baby knits, 2 different spins already on bobbins, and a few more that I'm blending up. I can't even list for you what I have going because I don't really know. But I am spinning for a sweater. You know that Whiskey Creek sweater that I knit John over the winter? I had a bunch more of that fleece, and so I'm almost done with a sweater's worth, and I think I'm going to dye it after it's spun and knit myself a sweater. Long story. Crystal said somewhere I have 3 socks that will never have a partner. Just wear different ones. It's okay. Candy said, I'm like, oh, look at that pattern stitch. Let's try that. Oh, new fleece. Wait. I feel called out. New dyed fiber. Let's spin some of that. I could have written that post. Dion said I just did that with my socks. I cast on the second one before the first one is completed. That's probably even smarter. Aw, Carrie said, Chris Hood, it's perspective. It's not a lot for a large dealer with 10,000 subscribers. I'm not a large dealer at all. I am like the smallest shop in the world. But when I got that price deal, I bought as much as I could afford at that moment because I was like, you know, it's hard to pass up, and I can pass that on, you know, to you guys. And then 2 later, when my shop is bigger and I can buy in bigger quantities, I can pass that on. So I hopefully, you know, you just keep sort of like building the snowball a little bigger and bigger as you go. That's the plan. And so I bought as much as I could. I really like that Rambouillet. It's like so silky. It's so nice. Abir said I've been knitting since the age of 10 and I still look up techniques. I do it all the time. Connie said, well, it's time for me to go. Bye, Connie. She said my granddaughter's must be birthday party. She's 8. Happy birthday to her. That is so sweet. 8 is a sweet age. Susie said, I'm really into my 90s rainbow heart weaving project. It's really pretty, Susie. I'm forcing myself to pick up something else for a bit to work on. Why? When you're in your flow or your groove, you should just go for it. Nancy said, anyone knitting after CMC joint replacement, how long did it take? They are talking long recovery. What is CMC joint? I don't know that one. Dion said, I need some. I'm knitting 1 sock with each of the fibers from your sock fibers. Oh, if I don't have it listed, just message me, but I do have plenty. And it would be like the same price as the Dorset horn and the same amount. You know what I mean? Then I'll wear them and see how they wear, but I love the feel of the South Down. I've really liked spinning the South Down. So Kimberly said I'm spinning for my first handspun sweater. It's black Shetland. Oh, nice. Okay, Mel is trying to finish the brioche hat for my hubs and may or may not have spent today swatching for a rocket tee for myself. I'll have to look that one up too. After this, I'm going to go out and take our deer fence off around our garden because I'm going to be adding topsoil and tilling and then making the list of the yard work I have to do. Isn't that exciting? Yep. Okay. So Eileen said, me too, Dion. I love South Down. But, thumb joints. I don't really know. I thought they weren't able to do that for a long time. This is a long story, but back when I did transcription, I did a whole study on new thumb replacement joints and how difficult they were. I don't know anything about them. I'm fascinated though. Danielle said, great day for a birthday. We celebrated my sister's 40th last night, but today is the big day. Well, happy birthday to your sister. That 40 is like a big one. Oh, hello. There is no name. Candy said some things were sold out and got listed back to the shop again. Yeah, I probably should go through again. Chris said I've got to go and reel off some hanks of handspun, then wind a warp for the loom. Have fun. Yeah, yay gardening. You know what? I used to love it, and then I took a break from it, and I'm starting to love it again. Oh, Abir, mine? Abir said your sock spinning videos are a revelation, must watch for everyone. Well, I appreciate that. Wow. I don't really think I'm all that. I'm kind of difficult sometimes. That's all I need to say. Sylvia said I've been knitting a scarf since the fall, but crochet a baby blanket in 12 hours. Oh, that's okay. It does, I mean, knitting is slower no matter what. Susie said, I love garden season. I need to plant things this weekend. Today is 8 weeks before last frost date. That's right, Susie. So what are you planting? I need to know. Mel said, wow, Trish, we still have snow. And we still have a tiny bit of snow. But the garden is completely melted. And since I have to till and add topsoil, like I need to get it done so I can get the early spring stuff in. Bye, Chris. Eileen said I wouldn't know Nancy, but I have some in the exercise classes I lead. She had a hip hop and was back exercising with us in 2 weeks. That is amazing. Candy said we won't be doing yard work for a while yet. I'm really just doing cleanup right now. Evie said, can you show us how you're holding on to your yarn? So I do 2 different ways. First, I have to say quickly, Mel just posted sitting in the front yard like a hillbilly watching the dog poop melt. I raked up half the backyard today and it was insane. That's all I'm going to say. It was insane. So when I do it, let me try and do it the right way. I take my pinky, my left pinky, I go under my yarn and let it go around. And then sometimes I just go right over my index finger. So let me see if I can do it like this. But sometimes if I need more tension, I do this, how do I do this? I start the same way with my pinky. And if I need more tension, I go over my ring. I go over, under, over. And then I hold it like this. And then I can put more tension on it. It just kind of depends on if I'm getting engaged or whatever. Just make sure you do the same way the whole time. Yes, hello Tammy from Missouri. Well, it's okay. She said, I can't figure out how to put my picker name on here. I've tried. It's okay. I just didn't, I don't know what to call you because there's nothing there. Hello, how are you? Nancy said they will cut a tendon from wrist to hand and remove bone at base of thumb, then form a cushion below the thumb to act much like cartilage. Abir said, Trish, you are too hard on yourself. You have no idea. What you see is like an iceberg. You're only seeing the top 9%. Candy said, I don't think I'll ever knit anything as fast as I can crochet. No, most people don't. Dion said, I'm excited for warm weather so I can do fiber work outside. I have a brown thumb, literally. I'm going to try harder. Yes. Okay. Susie said tomatoes and peppers inside. Planting mine today. In fact, I've already soaked my peat pots. Some flowers that need a chill period and kale outside. Okay. Do you know if my frost date is also 8 weeks away, if I can plant my, it's too soon for my lettuce, right? Kimberly said, have you ever spun a fiber that you just love so much that you keep stopping the treadle to admire the bobbin? Yes, 100 times. I fall in love very easily with my fiber, and I do that a lot. Dion, no way. Dion said my rotator cuff is still bothering me. And Danielle said, I just saw my tulips we just planted in the fall. They're just starting to sprout. I love that. My kids are so excited since they helped to plant. Oh, good. Now's the time to say to them, like, you know what? We need to plant more. Candy said, my deer fence is still up because they'll eat the strawberries and rhubarb when it comes up. We're just taking it down to get the topsoil in because I'm putting in like mushroom mulch and topsoil, another load of it, and then tilling it in, and then we'll put it back up because they will come and eat out of the garden for the whole year. It's crazy. Oh, Candy said that's how I hold my yarn too. Which way, Candy? Hello, Lisa. Welcome. It's Lisa's first time. Be gentle on her. Deanne said, I hold my yarn like the first way you showed, and I have tight tension. I do not have tight tension at all. My tension is always loose. Nancy said, thanks, Eileen, with the thumbs. They say about 10 weeks. What? In casts and splints, immobilizing thumb. I have to study how I hold yarn now. There must be a group. Isn't there a group for everything? There must be. But then, like, you mean a group of knitters who have had that replacement? Oh my goodness, there must be. And you know what? Have you checked on Ravelry if there's like a thread somewhere where people talk about it? Candy said, yay, Lisa, glad you made it. Let's see. Okay, so Kimberly said, I'm doing that now, spinning BFL bamboo silk in a wine colorway. Oh, silk is white streaks. That sounds so pretty. Abir said, you must be an Earth zodiac. Me? I'm an Aries. That's not Earth, is it? I don't know what that is. My birthday is like 3 weeks away. 2.5 weeks away. I can't believe it. Ella said, doing my practice wheel spinning. Sorry, must drop. Bye. This is still killing me. I must concentrate. Bye, Alice. Yeah, I think I gotta go soon too, don't I? Yep. Bye, Catherine. Thank you. Eileen said, Nancy, can you learn to knit continental style? This would be the best time. My top tip, look up Eastern Continental, much easier purl. I'm trying to work on that one, Eileen. Oh, Candy said both ways, actually, for the same reasons. That's true. Eileen said the fiber tribe is always gentle. We have had a few times where it got going so fast that it was like, huh. Susie said you can plant lettuce, spinach, broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower outside in 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. All right. You can start them inside in the next couple weeks. I'm doing this. I'm holding off on planting mine, getting 6 inches of snow tonight. I never did cold weather vegetables, even like back when I had a nice garden. I never did cold ones. And so I'm just trying to figure out when can I. So 2 to 4 weeks. You can start them inside in the next couple. Okay. I'm going to do it. I wish I had rhubarb. I don't. Okay, Aries is a fire sign. But the reason that I'm hard on myself is just the way I grew up. I was literally talking to a friend who has the same exact stuff last night, and she was like, I don't know why I'm like this. And I said, it's because this. And she was like, oh, it totally is, because we grew up the same and we have the same issues. So I need mental help. I'm laughing, but I'm totally serious. I need mental help. Dion, I think that Eileen posted a video 2 weeks ago or maybe 3 in the Facebook group. Or was that the combination way? Anyways, Margarita said, Trish, You don't have to go soon. I have to go work in the garage when you are done. I may have to just watch this again to procrastinate the cleaning. I know. Right. Susie said once you plant rhubarb, you will never need to plant it again. I can grow rhubarb in the woods, right? Mary said that was a fun trip. What does that mean? Took Penny outside, walked out back and landed full frontal in the mud. I'm sorry. Good night, Abir. Much love to you too. Oh my goodness, Dion's gonna grow cotton. Rico has been spinning cotton right off the plant, basically. Do you call it a flower? I'm not exactly. It must be a flower, right? Hi, Teresa. Darn, we're going soon. Oh, Crystal said before you grow cotton, look up the laws about that in your area. I found out it can be illegal. What? I feel the same. Candy said that's a total me, Mary. I feel like that could totally be me. Yesterday we were at a skating rink for that party and John was running behind me and it was really loud. I thought he fell and I thought, no, he's not the one that falls. That's me. Susie said, yeah, just watch out if you get a hard freeze. It can be toxic. Okay, to eat any damaged stalks. Okay. Well, if I wait until... Okay. Thank you, Susie. I appreciate the advice because I know I can look it up, but I feel better talking to someone who has actually done it before. I have done carrots, but otherwise I've never successfully done any cold weather veggies, so. Oh, that's true. Rhubarb is poisonous to your puppers. Oh, and Dion said it's not illegal where she is, so. Now, why would it be illegal? Does anyone know the reasons? I'm just so curious. Oh, it's an environmental thing. Some types of cotton can be legal, but others illegal. Who knew? Thank you! Susie said I will post a planting guide for you in the Facebook group as a cheat sheet for you. I've been starting seeds in the house. Like, I just got a whole bunch of lettuces and chard and spinach planted like 2 or 3 days ago, and some of it's sprouting already. And I did a bunch of herbs to keep in the house, but they'll go in and out during summer. And so today I'm going to start my eggplant, peppers, and tomatoes. I know you guys, this is not a gardening channel, but I am so excited. I can't help it. Oh, Mel said I think cotton can carry some blight or plant pathogens. Dion said it has to do with cotton bugs. Yeah, I didn't know any of this. If you do, Dion, make sure, please, not make sure, that's a rude way to say it. I would love to see some pictures in the Facebook group of the process because I am fascinated. But I don't know, do we have the right climate? Doesn't it need to be warmer? Fascinating, isn't it? Susie, you keep bees too? I've tried to talk John into it. I don't think he's into it. Our neighbors do. That's right. Carrie, it's a friend channel. We talk about our lives. Oh, so Dion said they don't want them to infect large cotton producers. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, Rico said you may need to buy specific seeds and fumigate and whatnot. I don't know, Candy. I would think that we were, but I don't really know. She said, are we in too short of a growing season in northern Wisconsin for that? I believe I am in zone 5, but I'm very close to the edge. I'm not sure, Candy, if we're in the same zone even, because we're hours apart, probably like 10 hours apart. Mary said, it's your channel. It can be anything you care to talk about. Right now, it's about how I'm trying not to kill some plants. I have like a wee greenhouse set up in the upstairs bathroom. Okay. Candy said my husband used to keep bees on the dairy farm growing up. And Dion said, okay, I will post. I would love to see how it goes. I'm totally fascinated. I don't know why, but like making a dye garden sounds like I couldn't handle it, but the cotton thing is just fascinating because I always thought we couldn't do it here. Oh shoot. I gotta go. I gotta go make my list for not my farm list, my gardening list of nonsense that I have to fix and clean up and throw away, and it'll be great. Oh, bye, Cindy. Oh, good. Cindy's mail's there. I love it. So you guys have a great week. Tuesday there will be a Q&A. I might be in jury duty. I might not. So we don't really know. I hope you all have a wonderful week, though. Thank you. I had the best time. I missed you. Yep, jury. I don't know what's yet for sure. It'll be spinning for sure after the Q&A this week. So I love you guys. I'm really glad to see you. I hope you have a great week.